know I've been gone for a million years again, but I'm super excited about today's video because this is something I've been planning basically the entire month and working on for a very long time. This is a video that actually was inspired by my New Year's goals. I was researching and reading a ton about productivity and how to be productive. That is something that I feel like I struggle with the most. I learned a lot of really great tips and hacks. These are all tips from CEOs and productivity specialists. These tips have already been really great and helpful for me. I hope you guys will enjoy this, and if you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe so you can see whenever I post a new video. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first tip some of you guys might have already heard of, and that is the 2-minute rule. So if something takes you less than 2 minutes to do, just do it now. And the reason why it's so important to do something right away is because it takes a lot more time and energy later. So for instance, once I finish like food or something, I will just leave my plate on the counter or in the sink, and then the dishes will just pile up, and I'm less inclined to do that later, and it will take me a lot more time afterwards than just like wiping down my dish, putting it in the dishwasher, and then being done with it. So if you can do something like a household chore or sending out a quick email now, then just do it. So going along with time and energy, sleep, food, and exercise are super, super important. So oftentimes when I'm really busy, I will just forget to eat for hours, and then I'll feel super drained, super exhausted, and start feeling sick. And I won't even put together that I needed to eat something before then. So having small snacks throughout the day to help your brain function properly are super important, and also sleep. So something I've been doing for a long time that always helps me, even more than coffee or energy drinks, is taking a power nap. What I will do is I will set a 30-minute timer, and I will actually only nap for about 20 minutes, but it takes me a while to actually get into like that resting mode. Anything longer than 30 minutes is kind of a no-go because it takes a long time to recover from that, and you'll actually start to go into like a deep sleep, so you'll feel super groggy. But if you only take a 20-minute nap, you will feel so much better afterwards, and it completely refreshes your focus. Next hack is kind of an extension of the first, and that is to automate as much of your life as possible. One of the most difficult things in the world to me is planning out what I want to eat. I mean, obviously everyone probably just would like easily want to have something unhealthy, but it's usually thinking of like the healthier things that's a challenge for me. There are so many subscription box services right now that offer you the ability to order like a couple meals per week. Everything is like basically there for you ready, and you have like detailed instructions. So having those meals already decided saves me so much time. I didn't have to go grocery shopping for them. I didn't have to portion everything out myself, and it takes all of the guesswork and indecisiveness out of having a meal. Another really great way to save time is to order your groceries online. When I'm at a grocery store, I could easily spend a few hours there just looking through the aisles, and most of the time I come home and I've forgotten something anyways. Automating the small things for me makes a huge difference in my life. So for instance, I bought my mom a Roomba for Christmas, and because she was afraid that she would just kind of get lazy and not do any household exercise, she ended up leaving it here with me. For me, because I live in a 3-story townhouse, this is a godsend. And I find that when I have a clean floor, I'm more inclined to keep my space clean, and then I'm able to focus more on the things I have to do at hand. I don't know what it is about the psychology of having a clean living area, but it makes you feel so much better. So the next point really resonates with me, and that is to ship often. And at first I didn't really understand what that meant. Basically it means don't put so much emphasis on perfection, put more emphasis on putting things out there. The more you put things out there, the better you'll actually get at things, because you won't be procrastinating from doing those things to begin with, and then therefore you will get more practice from doing it. A British author actually wrote, "We work only when the fear of doing nothing at all exceeds the fear of not doing something very well." And that's why there's a lot of people out there like me who will end up cramming for an exam or spending all night working on a project. So this is a problem for you too. Then one of the best ways to overcome that is to just spend 5 minutes working on it. Abandon any desire to have something perfect. Even if it's like writing a paper, don't even care about your grammar, your punctuation, just write for 5 minutes. And then afterwards, you'll start to get into the flow and the momentum of actually wanting to work on it. And if it doesn't work out for you, take a break and come back to it and try this again. And I promise you, this is a habit that definitely makes getting things done so much easier. the next tip is to schedule your procrastination. Don't periodically check your phone while you're working on a project and thinking, oh, I'm gonna check Snapchat just to see what's going on. This is my #1 downfall. I always do this. Schedule a time where you're just going to do something you enjoy, like watching TV or going on your phone, and then make that time blocked out for not doing anything besides that. It makes more sense to spend that time allowing your brain to like refresh, recharge, and just like absorb junk than trying to focus on whatever like important task you have to get done. That can do so much more than actually like powering through something where your motivation will just kind of deplete as you go along and your mental focus will just be gone by the end. So the next hack are actually some apps that I have been using for a long time and have really made a huge difference in my productivity levels. So the first one is one that a lot of people are familiar with, but if you're not, it is life-changing, and that is self-control. This is an app that, like its name, acts as your self-control. So you can blacklist certain websites to prevent you from going on them for a certain period of time. For me, because I can get distracted by any website, I swear, I actually whitelist my websites and I just block out the internet entirely. Another app that I love using is called Rescue Time, and this is something that tracks my productivity. It will give you a breakdown at the end of every single week. It tracks every single thing you do on the computer, and it breaks it down into like entertainment, like distractions, as well as like what you've done that has been productive. So another thing that helps you accomplish your goals and be more productive is something called SMART goals. So I actually designed some SMART goals printouts for myself so that I could fill them in as like processes on how I'm going to accomplish my goals, no matter how big or how small they are. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, and it gives you a breakdown of how to accomplish certain things. So you can make this just one sentence, or you could have like a more systematic breakdown. For larger projects, I like to have a larger breakdown, but then for smaller goals, I like to just have a couple points. So whether it's a simpler goal like cooking at home 5 times a week, or a goal with a larger breakdown, like for instance, making this productivity video, everything is broken down into how you can accomplish it, and then it makes it much more achievable and easier to accomplish in a specific time frame. So the next hack is using Pomodoro. Pomodoro is a technique to manage your time. It's a breakdown of 30-minute time slots where you do productive work and then you have a 5-minute break after every 30 minutes. You don't want to do anything else but the task at hand. So for 30 minutes, that's all you do. No talking to other people, no cell phones, no emails, no social networks, and you will feel like you've accomplished so much more because you haven't been multitasking during the time that you need to get something done. My next hack is how to prevent mindless browsing. I can spend my whole life sitting in front of ZergNet. If you know what ZergNet is, I feel sorry for you. Do not look it up. You will probably spend the next 6 hours going through links about celebrities. So I've developed a system to help me prevent mindless browsing. And I've used a few different kind of tactics and techniques from other people. And what I do is I start off by disabling my internet on my phone. Anything that comes through my phone is a distraction, so I will go in and I will turn it on airplane mode. After that, I will go into my Focus Keeper app, and it breaks down the next few hours into 30-minute increments, which I already told you is the Pomodoro technique, and it gives you a 5-minute break after that. And then after that, I will go into my computer and set a timer on my self-control app, and I will whitelist my internet so I can't access any internet whatsoever. Then I will start doing whatever task it is at hand and have a text edit open with a list of things that come into my head. So I'm someone that if I think, oh, what's the movie time for this later? I'll end up looking up the movie time, and then I'll end up on IMDb looking at the actors, and then the next thing you know, it's 6 hours later and the task I was supposed to be doing initially didn't even get touched. So this is a system that really helps me prevent distractions. I promise it works. And my last point is writing everything down. If I don't write something down, I completely forget about it. Having a notebook with you at all times is incredibly useful. Even in the shower, I have a notebook, and this is something that I bought a few years ago, and it is so helpful because when you're in the shower, you spend a lot of time thinking, you come up with really great ideas, you think of things you want to do, and after you get out of the shower, those ideas are just gone. No matter how good you think your memory is, nothing is as effective as having it written down. Also, it helps you kind of flesh out certain ideas, and you can recall those things much easier later. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found these productivity hacks and tips useful. So if you guys have any other productivity tips or hacks that you'd like to share with me, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.